Welcome to another rich tapestry of the Four Valley Boys. A rich tapestry because it's rich in depth and knowledge and thought provoking issues. The tapestry is rich. The tapestry is not poor. The tapestry is fair. Tapestry is here. This is Four Valley Boys podcast. I'm your host, moderator Fabian Big. So I got my guy, Big Straw, on the show. What it do, Big Straw?
What's going on, good people? How's everything been going with your Fabo?
It been going, man. Trying to make it do what it do. Shoot, so, well,
I
oh,
hear you, bro.
oh, we got shots producer on tonight.
There you go. Let's turn up. Let's turn up. Let's turn
Hey
up.
man, look here. I got on for one. I'm on it for a little while. I'm on for a little while.
tell,
I
tell them
told
why you here.
Fabian Vix.
Tell them why you here.
I told Fabian Vix and everybody in the chat. Don't y'all pick Texas. Don't
And
y'all.
you
It's
told
my
me what? You
cousin.
told me when I picked what? What you tell
Uh,
me?
that's a good pick, Straw.
Tell them why you here, son. Tell them why
That's
you
why I'm
here.
here. See, my cousin Fabian Vix, love him to death, love him to death, love him to death. But he the biggest Georgia hater. He hate the Falcons, the Braves, the Thrashers. Who am missing? The Hawks,
He ain't the Thrashers, so
Bulldogs.
they left.
Yeah, he hate Georgia Tech, Georgia State. He like Georgia Southern though. He like Georgia because they're not in Atlanta. But he hate
Nah,
everybody. But I told Fabian Vix, I told him, Fabian allergies vicious fix that Texas wasn't ready. But he didn't want to hear me. He didn't want to hear me. But go ahead,
I,
Fabian.
first of all, thank you for joining the show. We're gonna be professional at all times. Um, we have new rules on the show. We have new rules. We have new rules. New rules. Oh, I stole this from first take. Speak when spoken to. You'll refer to me as Mr. Fade or Mr. Vix. In three,
What happened? Huh?
I got trick for that. I got trick for that. Hold on, hold on. I got trick for that. I got trick for that. There we go. 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 My bad. I hit the wrong button.
I had lost it for a little while, bro. I was
What you say? I can't hear him. Couldn't hear him. He keep dropping. He keep dropping in out. He keep dropping in and out. My bad. He keep dropping. There you go. You keep dropping in and out. I hear you. What you say? What you say? Well, I got my guy. I got my cousin Emso down four flats in the snowstorm in Wyoming. I got Big Straw. You can talk your stuff after I get through the sponsor because we fake
go
get
ahead, bro.
paid. Fake get paid.
I'm gonna mute the mic. I'm gonna mute the mic.
We fake get paid. So Wednesdays, we on the show. Sunday we might crank that back up after the Super Bowl because we don't want to interrupt Sunday night football. Crazy Straws, we got the owner and founder of Crazy Straws in your top right corner right there.
Need straws, need them crazy. It's football season, basketball season, hockey time. Let's go ahead and get you some crazy straws. We got the Seattle Kraken new straws for hockey season. Let's go, y'all. Hitting it.
You heard him. Get it. Just for men. Mike, if you want to keep your immaculate beard gray, don't get just for men. Ryan has the most immaculate goatee. Is perfectly coiffed and shaven and gray. He does not need just for men.
Hold on, let me stop you. For Halloween, I'm investing in a small bottle of just for men for Halloween. That's it. That is it. That is it. That's it. That's it. So tune in Wednesday for Thursday, and you will see. You will see next week. Brand new. I'm telling you now. You heard it here first. It's going to be brand new.
That is a Ryan bomb. That was a straw bomb. A straw bomb.
Oh, bomb, baby.
That's a straw bomb. Dax Wavy Groom, Michael Atwater has waves. He's had waves since 1994. Michael Atwater is bald headed, so Dax Wave and Groom works. It's $4 in the red jar. You get it from pretty much any beauty supply store, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. It might cost $10 in the drugstore. You go to Walmart or go to beauty supply store, get it for $2.98. Get it $2.98. I personally use the bevel, the 2-in-1, so I can put a little bit of my beard right here, put a little bit on that beard, put it right here. It's $11, but I like it. I like it. Keep my way down a little bit. I know I look a little rough, but way barbers are charging nowadays. Where they set up in my life, I just call too much. I had to get me a haircut once a month. If I lived in Cairo like my cousin do, he haircut $10.
Who haircuts now? My haircut $45 every time.
I thought you said your haircut it would be $20 or $10 or something.
Back in the day.
I thought you talking about now.
No, it's $40-$45.
Well,
I gotta get a haircut every Thursday or Friday. I got wolf in my family.
See, you got money. See, you got money. I ain't had a haircut since September.
I'm a supermodel. I have to get my haircut.
I don't be caring. I be looking rough at work. I don't be caring.
Go with it.
No.
Hey, I'm about to go in Suzy Q's fave. I'll be right back. Y'all go ahead. I'm about to go in Suzy Q's. This is some country stuff.
All right, bring me some hog head cheese. Bring me some hog head cheese. All right,
I got you. You need something strong?
No, I'm good, bro. Thank you, though.
Okay, all right.
Arizona Tea. This is one of Damon's sponsors. If you drink the can, the 89-cent can, you will have diabetes in 89 seconds. There's your answer. Don't buy it. All right. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. BuyNightShirt.com. You went to HBCU or you pledged at Divine 9. Bernard Ingram has your paraphernalia. He's a native of Fort Valley and a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. He has some great stuff. I can't wait to buy some more stuff when I save my money up. Damon's podcast, chopping it up. Y'all just keep prayers out for Damon family. Can't wait to have him back soon. But take your time. And of course, our favorite sponsor, Henny and Coke, Crown Royal, XO, Ginger Ale.
The dark liquors.
The dark liquors. We will be remiss. Of course, we love baseball. For us, we watch baseball. We follow it, but it's one of the slowest sports, and it's not grabbing the attention of this generation until the changes happen. We talked about it last year when they introduced the pitch clock, made the bases bigger, try to get a faster pace of play. Games have averaged about 2 hours and 32 minutes. It's versus the 3-hour games, and if it's the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, those games were 4 hours. So now games 2.5 hours, and now we're looking at a World Series that could be ending before 11 o'clock unless it goes extra innings. We have we have two of the prized franchises in baseball history, the Yankees and the Dodgers. This is a match made in heaven. This is the first time they met in the World Series since 1981, where Fernando Mania made his appearance in Los Angeles. And of course, the Dodgers family has a heavy heart because of the death of Fernando Valenzuela last night. They're going to be playing heavy, and they're going to be playing for Fernando because he is a fixture in Dodger culture. Before we get to the biggest keys for the game, you might be a little bit older than us, Straw. What are your memories of Fernando Valenzuela?
Man, I remember that crazy delivery. That crazy delivery looked like he contorted his whole body before he threw the baseball. And he wasn't necessarily unhittable, but he was, just a good pitcher. That man there, a little heavy set, but that man could throw a baseball, man. I remember that crazy delivery. It seemed like he would pause at the top of his windup and then let that thing go, man. But that's what I remember of Fernando Valenzuela.
The Dodgers runs 12 hits, 1 error.
Here you go.
I just want to show the windup. That's all I want to get to. Just showing the windup. Let's make this a little bit bigger for everybody to see it at home. Just courtesy of YouTube, so that way we won't get fined. Just watch the windup. Just watch. Had a nice screwball.
I understand. Just look at it. He's just husky. Now watch him go all the way back on this thing. Watch him go all the way back on this next pitch. He just almost turning, looking at the second baseman. That's great, bro. That's classic there, boy. I remember watching some of those. I think I may have even at one time had a Fernando Valenzuela baseball card. At one time, I think I did.
If you can find it, it's going to be worth some money because he's dead now. So I hate to sound morbid like that, but like when Willie Mays passed away earlier this year, if you own anything from Willie Mays, we really didn't touch on Willie Mays this summer like we should have.
We did an episode on. I was here for that. I remember that.
Okay. I almost don't remember because we do so many shows, but
we did. I mean, it was so many. At one point, it was. Remember, we did the one on Willie Mays and Jerry West. That was within.
They died around the same time. That's right. Around the same time. And now when I get it twisted, Fernando's not one of the greatest pitchers in baseball history. He was one of the biggest culture changers because of his style and delivery and making his mark in Dodger history. Because think about Dodger pitchers and from different countries like Hideo Nomo, Yu Darvish. He was in Chicago, of course, but you got Fernando. Now you got the guy from. I'm not even going to butcher his name. I know his name, but I'm not going to butcher it. Yamamoto. He's a very good pitcher in Japan, and I couldn't pronounce the first name. Yamamoto was the last name, but just looking at the great history of foreign pitching and making a mark on big franchises. Now, of course, Soto hit right now for the Dodgers. Oh boy, God, I can't say my name. Shohei Ohtani.
Ohtani, the big man, big money man.
Yeah, the only mistake he made was going to the Angels first. That was the biggest mistake he made. If he'd have went to the Dodgers first, the Dodgers probably would have a couple more World Series, to be honest with you. And he probably wouldn't have had to have Tommy John twice.
He making it through that thing because it used to be a Tommy John was almost a death sentence.
Yeah,
it was almost a death sentence. You could still play, but you weren't the same player.
And there are rumors earlier near the end of the season. There's a possibility he might pitch in the World Series. I don't see them jeopardizing him like that right now. I just don't see it. I think by him, the way his offensive paralysis happened now, I think Ohtani might stay as a DH. I think he might. That's what I would do. I would let him DH another year, but get his arm a little bit stronger, and then possibly because Freddie Freeman's getting a little older. Freddie Freeman's about 34, 35, I believe. And possibly, if I push kind of shove, I'll put Ohtani at first base, give him a little more pliable, a little more flexible, so that way if he has to stretch out for plays at first, he could do it. I wouldn't put him in the outfield because you don't really need him out there because you got Teoscar Hernandez and you got Mookie Betts who could play pretty much any position. I haven't seen him play catcher, but he could do it pretty much any position on the baseball field. I will probably put Shohei at first. And if push comes to shove, I'll put him in the outfield, probably left field. Because he has a stronger arm, I would think I'll put him in left field because it's a shorter porch. He's a bigger player than what Betts is, and leave Betts in right. But that's just an option. But prayers go out to the Valenzuela family. Tough loss. He was only 63 years old. Died. That's a little too young for me. The same age my dad died. My mom died at 65, though. That's pretty young. So
yeah,
that's young. But your keys to the World Series starting on Thursday. It was a Friday.
You know what? I just think, and we're talking about two prominent franchises historically. New York, the Yankees, of course, need I say more, the Yankees. And we're talking about the Dodgers, who are just really within the last 10 years have come back into prominence. But they've won a World Series and within that last 10. It's going to be timely hitting for both. I mean, you got Aaron Judge on one side, like you were saying, you got Mookie Betts on the other sides and others. And, if you get Shohei, Ohtani, and Soto and these guys going, it's a toss-up. This is a toss-up. You put in the chat earlier, Fabe, that this is probably the best World Series in decades. Yes. Yes, it is. And the reason it is, in my opinion, is because these are two of the key franchises. When you think about Major League Baseball, those are probably going to be the top two that come to your mind. When people come in from other countries, they're either going to be a Dodgers fan a lot of times because they know about the Dodgers that play overseas. They play games overseas, or you're going to be a Yankees fan. They play on the other side. So It's gonna be crazy. I want to see it. I don't want to really predict anything. I just want to see it. I want to see this. I want to see this. I'm here for it. And I ain't watching baseball. I haven't watched too much baseball all year, but I'm here for this. I'm here for this.
Yeah, that's this is gonna be a great World Series. This is the World Series that we've been waiting for. Because if I say who was a player off the Diamondbacks or the Rangers last year,
you couldn't think of anybody. Not right offhand.
Corey Seager, Zach Greinke, Max Scherzer.
I mean, you would have thought like Greinke had been in the league forever. So you would have thought he retired. And Greinke he's had so many arm issues because if you think about it, I know folks want to talk about football and basketball, but this is the World Series, is a championship in October. We got to talk about this. Yeah, Zach Greinke's frame reminds me a little bit of Tim Lipscomb. You remember him, right? From San Francisco. Tim Lipscomb,
the freak,
one of Barry Bonds' former teammates, right? Okay, yeah,
won the Cy Young twice. He was about 5'10" and had a violent delivery. Same thing with Greinke. He has a violent delivery, and that's what caused the arm issue. Same thing for Lipscomb. It might not be Lipscomb, but I might be wrong. But I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna fact check myself. But his delivery, that's why he has so many arm issues and back issues. And you look at that Matt Scherzer, Warrior God. He's a gamer, but the last couple of years he's given up so many home runs. But my key, if you match up star for star, Tim Lipscomb, I was correct. If you match up star for star, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Ohtani, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge,
yes,
Juan Soto.
This is star packed, power packed, star packed and power packed. Like I said, I haven't watched too much baseball, but this is what I'm here for. This is what the nation. If you are not a baseball fan and you just coming into this new era of baseball with pitch clocks and the game going, only like you were saying earlier, 2 hours. This is what you're here for. This is your intro. This is your way in.
Yeah.
The door is open. Come on. I'm one of them guys. I left in the 90s and I'm back now. I'm here for this. I'm here for this.
And when you think about it too. This is East Coast versus West Coast.
Yes. And I'm talking about not this is not
Boston,
Arizona.
Seattle. No.
This is East
Jeff Roberts' bad boy. This is Jeff Roberts' bad boys.
Yes, exactly. Del Roberts is bad boy.
No diddy. No diddy. So this the World Series we wanted. Some folks in the tri-state area wanted Boston, wanted New York versus New York. I think if New York would have won on Sunday night, that would have been a wrap for the Dodgers. The Dodgers would have lost that series. And a lot of folks say you shouldn't fire Dave Roberts. I think if Dave Roberts didn't make it to the World Series with them spending $700 million on Ohtani, despite all the injuries they've had, let's keep in mind he's done a great job with what he had with the multiple injuries. Clayton Kershaw could not really come back. I think Clayton Kershaw, if he doesn't retire, he needs to go to the bullpen. Glass now, the pitcher you spent, the money you spent on him from Tampa Bay, and he's not pitching. What's up, Corey? Yamamoto, you got Flaherty, you got a very good bullpen. They had a stretch where they pitched 32 innings without giving up a run, I believe, I remember correctly, before they ran into the Mets in the second and LCS. The biggest key for this series is going to be the ace versus ace.
Yep.
Garrett Cole is the ace for the Yankees. He's going to pitch game one. If you work it right, he can pitch 1, 4, and 7. He can pitch 1, 4, 7. If not, 1, 5, and come in relief in game 7 if needed.
Yeah, if needed, yep.
Dodgers, I need to see how their their pitcher rotation lines up. But another key player also we're gonna talk about it, Gleyber Torres. He's been maligned this year. Gleyber Torres and Tommy Edman. In two infielders, one for the Dodgers, one from the Yankees. Tommy Edman, he basically took over for short when Mookie went out with a broken thumb. Mookie's back in the outfield. Mookie is such a gamer. He's going to play where you need him at, and like I said, he's going to be anywhere you need him to be at and fit. He's going to fit. I think the Dodgers offense is a tad bit more potent than the Yankees, but the Yankees have more big boppers.
You just finished saying that there's so many maligned people and people that have had a quick glance in the sun, then they kind of fade like I'm fading out right now. Those are the ones that you really gonna have to count on. Those are gonna have to be your unsung heroes because this is close. This is close. Like you said, ace versus ace. This is close. This is really what you want. This is really what you want. So you got to find your next star, your AKA. Remember Francisco Cabrera for the Braves? That's how you're gonna have to find them guys.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the pitcher matchup for game one on what day is that? Friday night at 10:25. That is just Friday, so it's 23rd. Garrett Cole versus Jack Flaherty. That's who's pitching game one, who had a bad outing against the Mets in game 5 in the first closeout game for the Dodgers. Game 2, Yankees have not decided who's going to start game 2. Rodon will be my choice if I had to pick somebody to start, since your rotations has been reset since you took care of the Guardians early. I think Rodon could go on Saturday night. He goes against Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
One more time, Fade.
Yoshimoto Yamamoto. Remember how a couple years ago everybody was strong with DJ Uyagalele?
Who is that?
Oh, that's the sorriest quarterback.
He was the Florida State quarterback at one time.
you know his favorite team, Strong.
That's not my team.
He was he not? What I find a lie. He was the Florida State quarterback at one time or another.
He is. I'm telling you, he's why he the Florida State my team. They're not my team.
They never were. They never were.
Not anymore. Let's afraid. Like I said, not anymore.
How you leave a team?
I left them.
Is it the team gone?
No, I left the team as free agency. Okay, I'm a free agent.
Oh, so you're a prostitute. Gotcha. Okay.
Wow.
First of all, now let me tell you a short story. Now I got NK. I know I got 2K25 NCAA. I played that, so I messed around and I told I had my wife just pick a color and pick north direction. I told like I'm gonna play with Florida State. I was just playing around with it. I just sped through the dynasty, did the recruit and all that stuff. DJ threw 50 touchdowns on one pick. I'm like, where the hell was this at during the regular season?
Ooh, you didn't get the update.
No, I ain't get the update. No.
Get the update.
and the bad thing about it, after he left, oh man, that quarter I can buy a quarterback. Nobody.
Wow.
Quarterback. So I was like, let me just go ahead and pick another team. So I was playing with them in Miami simultaneously. So I won a championship with Cam Ward. Then next year I had a freshman quarterback come in. He did his thing. His second year he sucked. I don't know what's going on. The computer generated recruit. He terrible. I was like, man, where was this at? What were you doing? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to let y'all sit on ice and just fast forward to this season and try again. I'm now with UCLA just to see what I could do with them. Yeah, UCLA, they terrible. But they weren't bad. They got to the playoff. I got them to the playoff. I just skipped through the whole season. Get this. Tickets are $871 as a starting point for the World Series. A starting point, $871.
Ooh, you got to have that money. You got to be seeing green.
You ain't. Does not count a Dodger dog or a beer or parking or anything. That's just. And so you came back in. What's the biggest key for the World Series for the Yankees and Dodgers? Biggest key.
Hold on. Let's keep it wide. The biggest key is I haven't watched a baseball game since the Braves got put out. Oh, I got it. Don't pitch to what's his name?
Otani.
Yes, sir. And
Then you don't get the bets.
Yeah, you got to hit
Freeman.
Mookie with the baseball. I try Freddie. Freddie done lost his stiff. I try Freddie.
Now, Freddie probably might not play the World Series, but he has time for the ankle to heal though.
Yeah, I try Freddie. He don't look good, but Otani, he a freaking nature.
Yeah,
man, Otani, man. I mean, he batting lead off. He batting lead off.
Because Mookie was hurt. That's the only reason why he batted lead off. Because Mookie got hurt, they moved him up to bat first so he get more bats. Because he was batting second.
It's crazy.
I was telling Straw, I think the Yankees have more star power pitching as far as their starters who could go a little bit longer than what the Dodgers have. But the Dodgers have a better bullpen. But the Yankees lineup can grind down that bullpen if needed, if it gets to the bullpen.
This got one question. This is one question. Why do you pitch to him? Just walk him every time, Barry Bonds style.
Yeah. You remember this only World Series Barry Bonds went to in 2002. I think they walked. No, they didn't pitch to him until Troy Percival came in the ninth and Barry hit a 500-foot home run.
Mm-hmm.
He pitched to him, and the crazy thing, the Giants should have won that World Series that year. They should have won it. But they just ran into bad luck, and pitching was inconsistent for them. But I know Ryan said he's not gonna pick a winner. I'm gonna say Dodgers in 6 because they have home field.
I like Dodgers in 5.
So you have them closing it out in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going with this. You don't have to worry about no trash cans banging or no watches being telegraphed and messages. So you ain't gotta worry about that with them, with the Yankees. And I think I'm gonna add this in before we move on to college football. I think Aaron Boone and Dave Roberts saved their jobs by getting to the World Series.
Oh yeah, and that's I'm actually happy for Aaron Boone. I remember Aaron Boone as a player for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Aaron freaking Boone.
Yeah, Aaron freaking Boone.
Yeah, anniversary that hit that home run was a couple days ago. So that's our baseball recap. Hopefully we'll come back on Wednesday with some more details. We're gonna definitely talk about baseball. I want to talk about a little bit more, but it's a rich tapestry. That's what it's a rich tapestry. Just like college football, it's a rich tapestry of teams and pageantry. And the Georgia Bulldogs beat the hell out of Texas, despite having some bad calls called against them.
And I quote from Kirby Smart. Resilience. They can all of ESPN doubted them. They tried to rob us with bad calls. These guys are resilient. I will say this. That's the Georgia Bulldogs that played in week 1 against the Clemson Tigers. They came out and they fought and they were going to strike you. If that team would have came out against Alabama, we still undefeated.
Well,
they are still undefeated. Now, it is what it is, but you did beat the number 1 team in the nation. You're up to number 2 now. I need that. And right now, based on what we see now, based on that game right now, Georgia Bulldogs can be number 2. Oregon can be number 1, but the Georgia Bulldogs are the best team right now in the country.
I'm going to say this, Straw. Yeah, I know I'm a big Georgia fan. Georgia only played 1 complete game all year. That was against Clemson. Even the Texas game, they didn't have a complete, clean game. And that's the scary thing about this team.
Yeah.
They're going to get better week in, week out. They played better against Texas than they Bama because they're more healthy now.
Mm-hmm.
Mikael Williams hurt against Bama. Jordan Hall still hasn't played. Warren Brinson first game back. That D-line, that front 7, stymied Texas. Now, Smile Munden, who was a freak of nature for Georgia, he's been hurt since the Bama game.
Right.
So C.J. Allen has to play a lot more in coverage. He's not good in coverage. Now they got a freshman playing in coverage. They trust him more. The only thing about Georgia that scares me, like I said, he was Georgia fan. It's not even Carson Beck. It's the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Ra Thomas and Kobe Young were going to be our possession guys, our guys who move the chains.
Both of those guys no longer on the team.
Don't.
Yeah, so we're really down to 3 receivers that Carson really trusts, and one of those receivers can't really catch very well. No disrespect to the young man. He is leading the team receiving yards, but he got a little case of the drops. So if one of those 3 receivers get hurt, they're gonna be in huge trouble. But other than that, they're looking good. The O-line got to play a little better. The running game is not where I wanted that. But I knew when we lost to Bama, we wasn't gonna lose to Texas because Kirby wasn't gonna let them lose. Kirby was fired the whole game. Kirby was from where I'm from. So when Kirby said after the game, we had intent. We came with intent to win this game. I knew it was over with, and I told everybody in the group chat, "Don't pick Texas, because Kirby ain't gonna let them lose." It's a different level of football. It's a different level of football.
I said this right from the jump. I said that if the Georgia Bulldogs play a game anywhere close to where they played against Clemson, they would beat Texas. And they did. And that game, they shut them out in the first half. 23-0 in the first half. Yeah, that second half was a little bit rocky, but we ended up coming on, taking care of business. Defense stepped up when it needed to. But like I said, if all we got to do is go up, let's just go up. We still got Tennessee. We still got people on the plate. We still got plenty of foes, as they say. Like we superheroes and they're villains. We still got plenty of foes. But as long as we take care of our business, do our due diligence, the Georgia Bulldogs will be in the playoff and could possibly be a national champion.
And I'm gonna end with this. Sorry, Fabian. Fabian has a Bulldog on his shirt, so he just put it's an ice on the cake. Go old dogs, Fabian.
Go dogs.
Frank Walden, my school mascot. Second of all, Georgia and Florida have a bye this week because the biggest cocktail party is next week, which is odd because it's in November. The cocktail party usually would have been this weekend, last Saturday in October. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm just trying to figure that part out. But looking at the Georgia schedule right now, they have Florida. That should be a win. Florida's warming up a little bit. Florida, the coach, Billy Napier should be fired at the end of the season, but
he should be. Yeah. I think I saw some boxes. I think I saw boxes going.
Yeah, I saw a reservation for U-Haul on TikTok. For him.
Yeah, I saw some boxes in the reservation too.
Ole Miss. It's at Ole Miss. You got Tennessee at home. You got UMass. That's a win, and you got Georgia Tech. That should be a win.
Tech on a Friday night too, Fabian.
Let's back this up.
Friday night.
Yeah.
They play Tech on a Friday night. Friday after Thanksgiving.
Friday night. Yeah. Black Friday.
So as much as I would like to just say that that's going to be a walk, I don't think Georgia Tech's going to be a necessarily walk. Georgia Tech is better. They're probably going to be more than likely maybe a bowl team this year. They've had some somewhat impressive win. The teams I'm worried about more than anything that we have to play a more complete game similar to what we played last week, Texas and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is still looking to make a name for themselves, still looking for their invite to Atlanta. They've never had an invite to Atlanta. Tennessee and Ole Miss. I said Texas. We took care of Texas. Tennessee are looking to go back to Atlanta. They've had some kids. They just coming off of beating Alabama, so we'll see if they got a hangover this week or not. But those are teams that we have to sharpen our eye for and take care of business. It's not time to play. We already have one strike against us because we already lost to Alabama. And now if Alabama keeps losing, it's a bad loss. And if the committee if they take that into account and we have 2 losses and don't go to the SEC championship, we probably don't get it. But
I'm gonna say
it's gonna be close.
Georgia get him 2. They might get him 3 losses.
They're gonna have to stay in that top 12. Got to stay in that top 12.
There are 9 schools that are ranked from the SEC. 9 schools. Right now, the Aggies, the Texas A&M Aggies are first in the SEC at 4-0. LSU is 3-0. Bulldogs right behind them 4-1. And Georgia does not play the Aggies or LSU this year, but they do have the Volunteers. Um, I know we don't want to talk about it because they piss me off, but I said at the beginning of the year, and so in my line, I said I can see Alabama losing how many games? I told you.
You said
How many games?
2-3. You said
I said
2-3.
three. I said three games.
And they've lost 2. And Auburn is still on the schedule.
Yeah, Auburn. They got to play LSU in a couple weeks.
They got to play LSU.
Auburn is still on the schedule. So
They
that
play
means
Missouri
they
this
may
weekend.
lose 4. They may lose 4.
Yeah.
Auburn is still on the schedule.
I told you the Caleb Boy is going to take time, but I don't know if he's still the right fit for that team.
He's not.
The best fit for that team works at Fox.
Who?
Not Urban. Urban Meyer?
Dan
Urban.
Lanning is the best fit for that team.
Dan got to prove himself. He needs to get to he got to get to the playoff. Dan Lanning has to get to the playoff.
Dan Lanning is a Bama grad.
Yeah.
But Dan didn't want that heat.
No, DeBoer might have been the best fit personality-wise after Nick, but he should have waited a year. I think Nick could have came back for one more year, but he didn't want to deal with NIL, which is why you hire somebody like a general manager for NIL. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Alabama play Missouri, then they play LSU. They got to bye after on the second, and then they play LSU. That's gonna be a loss because that's a night game. That's gonna be a night game at LSU. That's gonna be a night game. That's gonna be a night game.
Night game with Death Valley. Well, if they got a dream of making a playoff, it goes there to die. It goes there to die.
Yeah, if they beat Missouri, they will lose to LSU because they'll beat Oklahoma. They'll beat Auburn, but they play Auburn at
Tuscaloosa.
They always beat them at Tuscaloosa unless they have Cam Newton. But they're Auburn. They're gonna lose. So I think
Fabian. Yeah. Shout out to our little cousin. You don't know her. She's a cheerleader freshman at Alabama.
All right, little cousin. I don't know who you are, but look,
her name is Tony. We call her Tony, but her name is I forgot her name. But she's a freshman at Alabama. She's our little cousin. She had a signing day. She had a signing day at her high school to sign Alabama for cheerleader. She was an Army All-American cheerleader. But go ahead.
Yeah. So that's our college football breakdown. There's really I think it's gonna be easy. Georgia should walk into the SEC championship against Texas A&M, unless Texas A&M wet the bed.
Against LSU.
Against LSU. The LSU, they'll probably wet the bed against LSU because let me see where they're playing LSU at. That's they play. They don't play them this year.
LSU is gonna beat Texas A&M.
They do play. They play them this weekend. That's right. My bad. That's at Texas A&M. So that's gonna be a tough one for LSU because I trust Brian Kelly as much. Well, I forget get canceled. I trust Brian Kelly as much as I trust Nick Cannon.
That's saying a lot without saying a lot, ladies and gentlemen that are out there listening. That's saying a lot without saying a lot.
LSU has a good quarterback, really good quarterback. I like that kid.
Nussmeier?
I like him. Pull up his numbers, Fabian. Pull up his numbers. He's a baller. I like him. He's a baller.
Let me pull the number that we got to get to. 2,200 yard passing, 18 touchdowns, 78 QBR.
What's his interception?
Let me see. Corey says Southern and FAMU this weekend. If it ain't Fort Valley, I don't care.
It's FAMU, sir. We're gonna win by 452. We don't lose at home.
You Corey. 6 picks, Corey. I mean, 6 picks for Nussmeier. 6 picks. That's not bad. 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's solid stats. 64% completion percentage. To me, that's low in college football, but hey. You got Brian Kelly as your offensive coordinator. So there it is. All right. My bad. He walked into Janie Daniels too. He got a gift with Janie Daniels. Anywho, let's get to the NFL. So some news dropped this morning while I was on my way to work.
Couldn't even get to work good, could you?
I can't even get past Foresight.
I want to just tell me where they getting this money from. Tell me where they getting the money from.
Remember, it's a prorated contract, and Tennessee's going to pick up $2.5 million of that
Oh
contract.
my goodness! That, you know what? I'm happy for that man. I am happy for, and we talking about, ladies and gentlemen, DeAndre Hopkins has been acquired by the reigning, defending two-time NFL world champions. So that's, I mean, Rice goes down, and that's what you do. You go get him.
Should have been got him. If we want the truth, that's who you should have got instead of Hollywood Brown. But Hollywood Brown, that was a freak injury during preseason. I mean, we can't control that, but
no,
you can't control that. But Hollywood Brown probably back in December. He'll be back in December for the playoffs. Now Rashee Rice, he won't be back till October next year.
Right.
That's a 12-month recovery.
Right.
Juju Smith-Schuster, he has a hamstring. You know how hamstrings at. I will sit him down for 4 weeks, get right, and then slow walk him to the playoffs. If I'm the Chiefs, let me back up. This change everything. The Chiefs need to get another corner. They need to go ahead and get old boy Lattimore from Lattimore from New Orleans, but because the New Orleans cap, we talked about a couple weeks ago when I was by myself. Kenny Moon asked about the Saints cap situation. Their cap situation is like the flood in Albany State in 1994. It's untenable. It's untenable. What Adam? What I do? What I say?
Man, my church sent aid to that in '94. We sent aid to Albany State.
Yeah,
and I
said get anything.
And I said back then, I'll never go to homeschool, need a handout.
Yeah. Albany, man, I'm trying to figure out. Fort Valley, Albany was fed by the flood exactly the same. We ain't get no money. Got no money. But that's neither here nor there. We're done with college football. But our prayers go out to folks at Albany State. They had a mass shooting there on homecoming. Albany State, step up your security at tailgate.
Please.
Step up security. Charge folks for tailgate. I know it's an extra expense for people. If you're on the homecoming, you're already spending money. Just spend the extra $30, $40 going to tailgate.
I'm telling you, that's I haven't attended a Fort Valley homecoming, but I have your rival, Savannah State. I have attended theirs, and I plan on going back to my alma mater in Alabama A&M. But now you have to pay to get into the game, no matter if you go to the game or not. So yeah. I need security. I need to feel secure. I feel like with us as and I don't mean to divide the America here. I feel like us as black men and black women, that should not have happened.
No. And
I don't want to go into stereotypes and things of that nature, but I still feel that should not have happened at a HBCU. It happens at universities a lot of times over PWIs. I don't feel like that should have happened at a HBCU. And my heart goes out to everybody at Albany State. You will heal from this, and you will become stronger from this. But please, and this is not just the Albany State. This is, y'all just had y'all's a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah State is this weekend. Alabama A&M was the same weekend that y'all's was.
And FAMU uses this weekend too.
FAMU, step up to security.
Next weekend, my bad. Next weekend.
Let's step it up. You got another week to step it up. Step it up. We don't need to hear any more sad stories. You showed the shoes on the check. That broke my heart, because that is like Virginia Tech when they had their mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was touched. He was touched.
And the guy from Virginia. Oh, don't forget Virginia a couple years ago.
He was touched.
Yeah.
It should. Well, we have enough stigmas against us and black people. Let's not let this carry on. Let's let it stop here. It was an isolated incident, and let's let it stop here. Let's do everything that we can do to protect our people, period. And the reason I say our people is because our people, when I say our people, we are not the only ones. Black people are not the only ones that go to HBCU. So that when I say our people, I mean the people inside those universities.
Yeah. The court said it should have laid on the evening, but it was scary. But it's just a point. It's just a point being. Step with the security. You know, homecoming that weekend. Make plans for it. If you don't make a plan, you have a plan to fail. Just as simple. Just take the extra precautions. So, of course, that guy from Warner Robins shot up a guy at a Q party in 7 Fort Valley that morning was on lockdown. Carver Jar was met this 3 years ago. I don't even remember that. But to be honest with you, we probably all numb to that because I think at that around that that was what's the shooting in Texas? Them kids got shot. I think that's the same year.
I'm gonna say this while you look it up. At FAMU Straw,
you bought it. You bought it.
When I used to tailgate Straw, we had to pay $10.50 for a parking spot for one car.
Mm-hmm.
The tailgate, it was $2.50 for homecoming game. We had to get there at 3 a.m. just to be able to get in the parking garage. So you had to really want to be there to do it. But like 2 hours after the game was over with, you supposed to leave. And that's hard for people to leave homecoming early, but that was for safety. So yeah. I mean, it's always a murder during homecoming in Tallahassee, but not on FAM's campus. So I just feel bad for people at Albany State, because Albany State, it's not a huge campus. You know what I mean? Everybody know everybody, so it's like it's rough.
Prayers up, man. Prayers up. Let's switch subject. Let's talk about these Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Steelers.
We having a good weekend, ain't we? I told you we had a good weekend, didn't we?
So let me ask y'all this: Is Russell on the clock?
So, babe, I remember we had a preseason football talk few months ago, and we talked about Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson, and you and I said that Russell has an hold on, Justin Fields has a live on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen a couple of glimpses of Justin Fields and his young arm. But the way Russell Wilson was throwing that thing around Sunday night, bro, and the way that George Pickens was catching that ball, I mean, he was catching them one-handed. He bobbling. He's tipping them to himself 2-3 times in the same play before he goes out of bounds. It looked great. Now, I would say this, that they are providing plays for this man to do what he does when he was in Seattle.
They didn't give Justin not one chance. They first, second down run, then throw on third. But
right. So I'll be the first to tell you. I will be the first to tell you that this is probably what you want. I was scared. I'm not even gonna lie. I was scared because I just didn't think that as hodgepodge as that offensive line is in Pittsburgh, I didn't think that he was going to have enough time. But he had the veteran prowess enough to come out there and deliver when it mattered the most. They were down at half. Even if it was by 2, they were still down at half. And they came back with and shut them out.
I think for right now, I think Russ is on a clock because he was rusty. He looked terrible. I looked at fans to do like this. I'll put Justin back in there. You didn't make the wrong decision, and he warmed up. But at the same time, though, too, they were opening up that playbook for Russ.
Mm-hmm.
They were scared. I think Justin played scared, and that's a product of them not letting the playbook open up for him. So, and another thing, I just want to say this: Justin has had 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Say that.
4 offensive coordinators in 4 years. If you rewind back to Alex Smith, he had 7 coaches in 7 years until Jim Harbaugh got there. When Jim Harbaugh got there, they went to the NFC Championship game his first year.
Mm-hmm.
The next year, unfortunately, he got hurt. I think he got concussed and got hurt. Then Kaepernick took over. Of course, they traded him to Kansas City. He had Andy Reid. He was there for 3-4 years, played solid until Patrick Mahomes came. Then he got traded to Washington. He played well in Washington until he got Joe Theismann. So coaching matters in this league. And if you want, and you got somebody like Justin Fields, you got him on a cheap deal. You got him on a rookie contract. You didn't give him a 5th-year option, which was smart because you know what you had. But at the same time, you don't know what you had because Pickens was not playing the way he's playing now.
Right.
He only played 39 snaps in the game against the Cowboys. Jalen Warren was hurt. Najee Harris decides to run the ball. Najee Harris, one of the many bust running backs from Alabama, one of the few busts for Alabama running backs. Right. Let me say that Trent Richardson was not a bust. Trent Richardson was not a bust. I'm gonna tell you why. He ran for 1,000 yards in Cleveland and got traded to Indianapolis, where they had Andrew Luck and they were throwing the ball 55 times a game. You can't get in the rhythm.
Well, explain to me when he got to the Raiders why he couldn't see the hole.
Well, now that part I can't tell you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking at. Now he was bad. Now don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at on a rookie deal. Cleveland was a trash organization anyway, so the Jets are probably neck and neck for worst franchises right now. But Trent Richardson ran for 1,000 yards and they only played in like 11, 12 games. You got traded to the Colts. And plus, the Raiders is also a bad organization too. They ain't had no offensive line, no defensive line, nothing like that. So let's just keep that in mind too. But go ahead, Anto. Go ahead.
One other thing about Justin Fields, he didn't get many reps in college.
No, none.
He was a backup, a freshman at Georgia, transferred to Ohio State. I want to say he started his sophomore year. Junior year was COVID. He only played 8 games strong?
9 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he didn't have many reps.
And look at if you look at Jaden Daniels, he started close to 50 games. He played 5 years, which is why reps matter in college. Reps matter. All right, so I'm gonna give you a trade, Anto, before we get to the NBA because I want to touch on the NBA before we go. If I am the Baltimore Ravens and I saw what Kansas City did by getting DeAndre Hopkins, the Baltimore Ravens need to make 2 trades. First trade, they need to try to find a way to either get L'Jarius Sneed or Lattimore. And your second trade is you get Cooper Kupp for the 3rd round pick.
He's off the books. He's coming to Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I can see that they do need now. Sneed was in Baltimore, right?
Hold on. I got breaking news. We have Diddy from jail. Hold on, I got Diddy from jail. Take that. Did you take that?
Take that. Take that.
Take that. Hey, Diddy, did you have? What did you do with those 1,000 bottles of Spike baby oil?
I got the baby oil and I used it. Take that. Every breath you take.
Mike, I thought it was your wife's birthday. You ain't supposed to be on the show, dog.
Jet got in. And
she let you get on the show?
She went upstairs.
Hey,
you supposed to be upstairs with her.
Let her bathe first.
Huh?
Let her bathe first.
Hey, don't matter.
I'm going upstairs. Don't worry. What y'all talking about? Take that.
That's what she supposed to be doing. Take it.
I am.
No, she is. Not
Michael.
You. No, you can't take it. That's right. You can't take that.
Hey, Anatole.
Michael, I like your shirt, sir. That's beautiful.
It's gold. It's gold dog around here.
Hey, y'all know, even though you can't take it. Even though you can't take it.
Y'all know what? Let me tell you something about that.
Go dogs.
When I was doing the games the other day, I looked back on when I did the standings yesterday, and I was gonna put the Georgia-Texas score. I just put Texas. Gotta think about it. I ain't never betting against Georgia. You think I'm gonna go against Georgia? But I put Texas, and I said to myself, I ain't even gonna try to protest it. I'm gonna go and take this L. That's why I was 4-8. I went on and took that L.
I tried to change Georgia Tech game. Y'all never said nothing. I kept saying,
that's on Mike's in charge of the picks. You have to Friday to change it, but I'm having a good year.
I'm gonna tell you who the snitch. Ryan is the snitch. Ryan would have said something. That's the biggest snitch on the damn show. No,
Well,
man, you
I
can't.
didn't see it. Hey, all I do, I drop my games in because I didn't drop them week one. I'm trying to catch up. I'm on
Yeah,
outside
I
looking
put
in.
I was trying to put the Texas Georgia score, and I just left it at Texas. I said these niggas ain't gonna believe that. They know I'm a diehard Georgia fan. I said
We
I ain't even gonna fight it, so I'm gonna take the L. But y'all know good and well I wasn't going with no Texas. I just forgot to go back and finish it up. But go damn dogs, guys.
yeah.
So what I walk in on, Fabe? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was trying to
NFL.
give NFL. I was there because what if I'm Baltimore and I saw what Kansas City did today by getting DeAndre Hopkins, which pretty much puts them in the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It puts them in the Super Bowl. I'm either getting Lattimore from the Saints, or I'm trying to go after Cooper Cup, or both.
Man, Baltimore got the winning piece in that backfield.
They
They
do, but
got
I did.
everything they need.
The defense is not strong, dog. Because if I think if Godwin wouldn't have got hurt, Tampa Bay would have made a little frosty in there.
But let's talk about the defense real quick. Let's talk about this. They on a 5-game winning streak, and we talking about their defense. Well, you got to look at it. Let's just go back to the Cowboy game. They was up 25, so of course teams are gonna throw the ball to get back in the game. Of course, them numbers gonna look inflated. The other night they was up 34-10 or something like that, or 14 on Tampa Bay. Of course, them numbers gonna look inflated when somebody throwing the football all the time. So you got to look at the dynamics of the game. They not in no games where they going back and forth with somebody. They in games where they up big and teams got to run and hurry up, throwing the football, getting it down the field, and that's what you're doing. It's kind of like what me and Shot used to talk about with Chris Bosh and Kevin Love. Them 23 and 24 points they used to average. Hell, 12 or 13 came in garbage time. So are they really averaging that? So that's what you got to look at too with the Baltimore winning streak and them defense. They are winning games, but the defense is giving up yards because teams, throwing the ball all the time.
Yeah.
But I
So
tell y'all this: the Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions are the best teams in football.
I can't argue with it until my Steelers play with the Baltimore Ravens. I can't argue with it.
yeah, Patrick Queen want to have a say in that.
He will.
He,
He will.
and
Revenge. Oh, revenge.
I think with Baltimore, I think they did a soft reset with their cap. So I think that's why they had to let Queen go, because they did get Roquan Smith previous year. So I think that's why they said they could afford to let Queen go. But I mean, I would have did everything I could to keep Queen, unless Pittsburgh gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. But I want to ask Mike, a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, right quick. Your owner said that Derrick Henry, I'm paraphrasing, wouldn't be good in his office anyway. He wouldn't have fit.
Derrick Henry wouldn't have fit because Dallas wants to throw the football a lot, and Dallas being down a lot. It's easy to say that now because they ain't running the football well. But with Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, Dallas wants to be a finesse team. They don't want to be a tough team. They want to be finesse. Those days of Emmitt Smith and Darryl Johnson in the backfield, them days over. Dallas wants to air the ball out. So Derrick Henry doesn't fit well with a air raid kind of team. It don't. Dallas wants a back like a James Cook that can maybe carry it 12 times and maybe catch 6, 7 passes out the backfield. They don't want no back that's gonna run the ball 20, 30 times a game. And that's what Derrick Henry is. And
Yeah,
before you go on, I will say this, and this may sound crazy. Dallas is one of the 5 worst teams in football right now today.
yeah.
Dallas is in the same boat with the Patriots, the Browns, Panthers. They all in the same boat.
I disagree with you. And the reason I disagree with you is because I feel like there's more hope in Dallas than with any of those other franchises. There's a hope that it could get better based on Dak Prescott, based on CeeDee Lamb, based on Micah Parsons being healthy. When they're healthy and they're clicking, they can run all 3-4 in a row, depending on who they play. Those other franchises, it's almost like anybody else playing, you know what I'm saying? Just, you can chalk up a win. You can chalk up a win on the Patriots. You can chalk up a win on those other teams. I don't see that with Dallas. And they beat us. They beat the Steelers. So we had them they had us. We had them all the way to that last minute and almost had them again if we recover that from them.
Man, let me tell you something.
We did get it done. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, in the right situation this season, could actually make a run and we get a 8 seed.
Man,
Yeah, but I'm just saying. And them other teams, I don't feel that way though.
You said an 8 seed. Is that what you said?
Last seed. The last seed in the playoff.
Hey, 8 seed there at the house. I ain't taking but 7, dog. Only 17 go per conference.
You know what I mean? I feel like they get the last. I feel like they get the last. I feel like if they're in the right situation, they get the last seed.
Okay. All right, now let me ask you this question. Have you seen any team in the league this year get beat to sleep like the Cowboys have 2 or 3 games this year? I'll wait. They got beat like a drum against the Saints. They came back on Baltimore and got beat to sleep by Detroit. Now, you watch a lot of football. You name me a team
The Panthers.
that you've seen that get beat like that.
Panthers.
I don't know about getting beat that bad. At home?
They lost to the Falcons by 30.
No, they didn't. Falcons beat them like 38-20, I think. Something like that.
Let's take a look. That's 2 weeks ago.
So let me ask you a question, Cuzzo. When you watch Tom and Jerry and that lion comes on the screen, are you nervous now?
I've been nervous.
Oh, the Saints. The Saints got beat to sleep 51-27 at home.
Yeah, but the Saints was up in that game too.
Yeah, but I want to do a faves FABE apostrophe FAVES. My faves. My faves for coaches to get fired. So you know how. Let's be honest. Who I'm about to say you're gonna agree with? Dennis Allen. We have a disagreement. We have a disagreement there.
That's the Saints right there.
Yeah. Do you disagree on that one? Antonio Pierce.
No, he just got
disagree. I disagree.
I disagree with that one.
I disagree with that one.
Brian Dable.
No, I disagree with that too.
Who key coaches?
Doug Peterson.
Time for Doug to go.
No, Doug Super Bowl champ.
It don't, but he ain't his team he got now. The team he got now ain't done nothing.
Yeah, you was number 1 seed last year, and you wet the bed the last 5 games, and you only won 2 games this year. And you paid $55 million to Trevor Lawrence, and you supposed to be a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, I think it's time for Sunshine to get a new voice in his head.
It's time for Mike McCarthy to go.
Okay,
oh, that's a given. He a lame duck coach anyway, so it don't matter. He a lame duck coach. If they lose to the 49ers,
what about my? Is my boy in Miami? Is he one on your list?
McDaniel, not yet. He's not yet because he had for 2 of the years he haven't had 2 for full season. But at the same time, they should have had Justin Herbert, but that's neither here nor there. Brian Flores tried to tell y'all, but Brian Flores messed that up because he had a tantrum. But at the same time, he didn't trust Tua because Tua was coming off an injury, and he wanted Fitzmagic to run the team, which he did, and he got 2 back-to-back winning seasons for the first time for the Dolphins in 20 years, but lost a job because of, I guess, way he tried to treat Tua. And I said this a couple weeks ago. It's just serendipitous that Tua talked about Brian Flores and how he felt, and then that's next game you play, you haven't played in 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Brian Flores, he made a mistake, but what he did was best for the team, and he won. And plus, let's keep in mind, I say this on the show too. Brian Flores didn't have Jalen Waddle. Brian Flores didn't have Tyreek Hill, and they still won 9 games both those years.
There it is, and right in front of you.
I don't know anything, Mike. I don't know anything, but I want to briefly get to the NBA because we run a little bit over. That's one subject I want to get to. The Celtics looked. I don't know. This is without Porzingis now. Keep this in mind. Porzingis out to January. They won by about 30 last night, or was it 25, 30? They won by a lot. They won by a lot last night.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of the Knicks last night.
And Minnesota lost to the Lakers. The Lakers really couldn't throw the ball in the ocean from 3, but they had energy. They played with purpose. They played with focus. They played with structure. They played with coaching, which is what somebody didn't do last year, who was doing this on the sideline all year. Hey, this is all he doing. Lakers probably still a play-in team. The Clippers not gonna make the playoffs. I'm gonna say it now.
In Kawhi, ain't he already done for most of the year already?
He out indefinitely.
Oh, he just out for right now, right? He ain't out that long.
No, he out indefinitely.
Definitely. He's out indefinitely. That means load management again. That means when he do show up, he probably ain't gonna play the whole game.
How you feel about that, Ryan? These players that load management and don't want to, like Joel Embiid said, he don't want to play in back to back. How y'all feel about that, man?
It's like I was saying a long time ago. I just feel like the competitive nature of each and every athlete has diminished since the days of Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was there, he wanted to go out there because he had a yearning to compete with other people, to compete with other teams, to see if he could best his previous outing with that other team. They don't have that. They paid a lot. Kids, I mean, they paid a lot, and they're like, man, I'm just gonna go out here and play my game. They don't have that burning. They don't have the burning.
I look at it like this too. The way the pace of the game is faster, the pace of the game is way faster. The guys bigger, faster, stronger, but the conditioning is totally different. You got, especially the guys coming out after 1 year. This goes back to, look at the NFL. You have to spend 3 years in college or away from high school before you get drafted.
Away from high school.
Now, if I'm NBA, of course, I heard an argument where if guys can go into the military at 18, why can't guys go to college, go to NBA at 18? That's a valid point.
It is, but I mean, you ain't gonna have a LeBron in every draft.
Not gonna have a LeBron. Not gonna have a Amari Stoudemire. Not gonna have a Kobe. Kobe had to grow into that.
Not gonna have a KG, and KG was developed. He was brought along a little slow.
Yeah, and Moses Malone, for folks to give out Moses Malone, Dwight Howard. Dwight came from Atlanta. I think Atlanta Christian.
Yeah, Southwest Atlanta Christian.
But I just think the way players are conditioned now, as far as how much they play. We look at if they're playing all this AAU ball, they would just, I mean, you want to get known, but at the same time, that takes a wear and tear on your body as well. So you play AAU during the summer and then jump right back into playing your college, your high school season. But the NBA is not going to go to a 70-game season. They're not, because they're losing 12 we'll say six games of home games of revenue. So it's going to be 82. Which means, like, Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis played 76 games last year.
Didn't realize it.
He played 76 games, and they still was a play-in team. They were still a play-in team. But that's cap purgatory, and the choices you made when you got Russ. You should have never got Russ. You should, if anybody, should have tried to get Tyrese Halliburton when he was in Sacramento. You should have never. Basically, the team that you had when you won the championship should have broken up. Should have ran it back. But you did upgrade the team. Don't get me wrong. They were number 2 in the West until LeBron and AD got hurt. They were number 2 when AD got hurt, but when LeBron got hurt, that tanked them all the way down to 8. But that's neither here nor there. NBA season is young. I don't know. The Clippers' new stadium's opening up now because the game is on. Now that's a nice looking stadium right there. That's the Intuit Dome. That is a beautiful stadium. I ain't got no money to go there, but it's a beautiful stadium. That's our show. It's 10:16. We ran late. But of course, you can follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. We'll be back next week. Hopefully the World Series still be going on next week. We out.
Be safe, y'all.